The City of Neenah is pleased to provide video recordings of City Council meetings. Neenah residents can get information about City Council meetings, City Committee meetings, meeting agendas, and other documents from the City website, www.neenahgov.org. Neenah residents can express their opinions about city issues by contacting the mayor's office, contacting their city alderman, or completing the electronic feedback form on the city website. All public portions of the meetings are recorded in entirety and are not edited.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us for the City of Neenah Common Council meeting for May 15th, 2024. At this time, the clerk will call the roll, and please register your attendance on your device.
Alderman Boyette.
Here.
Erickson.
Here.
Hillstrom.
Here.
Ellis is excused. Weber.
Here.
Paulnow.
Here.
Steiner.
Here.
Lundrum.
Here.
And Borchard.
Here.
Sure.
My
Sure.
device.
Yeah, my device is
Yeah.
not working either.
Okay. I'm not the only one.
Sorry, technical difficulty. I don't think I'm absent. Thanks. Next time you'll know. Alderman Lundrum will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The first item tonight will be a Citizen Life Saving Award presentation, so I will turn it over to Neenah Menasha Fire Rescue Chief Travis Tesh.
Thank you, Your Honor. Council members, I would like to call down at this time Nick Marquette, Holly O'Toole, Andrew Ring, Angie Kennedy, and also recognize Maria Beatty, who cannot be here, and our own Jerry Kaiser, who cannot be here. The people behind me on March 19th, 2024, were at the YMCA, recognized a person who had collapsed and was in cardiac arrest. And their quick actions with bystander CPR, early access to defibrillation saved this person's life. So I thought it fitting and appropriate to bring them here tonight and recognize them at a council meeting for their actions. Anybody who's taken a first responder course or a basic CPR course realizes that the chain of survival starts with the bystander CPR and then early access to defibrillation. So by the time our crews from Station 32 right across the street arrived on scene, they had delivered one shock to this person and already brought their heart beating again. At that time, they weren't breathing yet, but we continued with that care. And after that, when the ambulance arrived and transported this person to the hospital, they had their pulse back. They were breathing again. They're gonna make a full recovery. So tonight, I'd like to recognize and present these awards. Thanks for stepping in. Thanks for doing what you did. How about a big round of applause for you?
I'll echo the chief's comments and just say thank you so much for all that you did. And that's what makes our community so great, is people being mindful and watching out for their neighbors. So thank you so much. The next item on the agenda is proclamations. We have 2 tonight, one for National Police Week, which is May 12th through the 18th. That is this week. I will read the proclamation. Whereas we recognize and honor the selfless and heroic service provided by men and women of the Neenah Police Department, and whereas we rely on law enforcement officers and community service aides to keep our neighborhoods safe, enforce our laws, and respond in times of crisis, and whereas every day law enforcement officers throughout the nation face the threat of violence and danger, routinely putting their lives in jeopardy to defend others, putting themselves at risk of injury, disability, or even death, and whereas the National Law Enforcement Officer Memorial reported 224 officers were killed in the line of duty in 2022, may we honor, respect, and never forget their sacrifice. And whereas the Neenah Police Department has made and continues to make important changes in policy, policing, and transparency, including the enhancement of services with professional development opportunities, leadership training, community outreach, bias-based training, use of force investigations, crime analysis, community policing initiatives, and they are accredited through the Wisconsin Law Enforcement Accreditation Group. And whereas these men and women, by their distinctive service and dedicated efforts as law enforcement officers and community service aides, have earned our highest respect and deepest gratitude. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Jane Lang, Mayor, and the City Council of the City of Neenah, Wisconsin, further call upon all citizens to observe May 12th to May 18th, 2024 as National Police Week, and to join in commemorating law enforcement officers past and present, who by their faithful and loyal devotion to their responsibilities and their invaluable contributions in upholding justice, enforcing the rule of law, and protecting the innocent, have established for themselves an enviable and enduring reputation for preserving the rights and security of all citizens. Signed and sealed on the 12th of May, 2024. The next proclamation is for National Public Works Week. That is May 19th to May 25th. Whereas public works professionals focus on infrastructure, facilities, and services that are of vital importance to sustainable and resilient communities, and to the public health, high quality of life, and well-being of the people of the City of Neenah. And whereas these infrastructure facilities and services could not be provided without the dedicated efforts of public works professionals who are engineers, managers, and employees at all levels of government and the private sector. And whereas public works professionals are responsible for rebuilding, improving, and protecting our nation's transportation, water supply, water treatment and solid waste systems, public buildings, and other structures and facilities essential for our citizens. And whereas it is in the public interest for the citizens, civic leaders, and children in the City of Neenah to gain knowledge of and to maintain a progressive interest and understanding of the importance of public works and public works programs in their respective communities. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Jane Lang, Mayor of Neenah, Wisconsin, do hereby designate the week of May 19th to the 25th, 2024 as National Public Works Week. And I urge all citizens to join with representatives of the American Public Works Association and government agencies in activities, events, and ceremonies designed to pay tribute to our public works professionals, engineers, managers, and employees, and to recognize the substantial contributions they make to protecting our national health, safety, and quality of life. Signed and sealed on this 15th day of May, 2024. The next item on the agenda is the Committee of the Whole report pertaining to the Arrowhead District presentation. Council President Borchert.
Thank you, Mayor Lang. Obviously, we had our meeting just prior to this meeting, May 15th. We'll have the minutes for that on the website. We discussed the RDG plan for Arrowhead, and it was recommended to council to consider and accept and place on file the conceptual plan for Arrowhead District presented by Mike Bell of RDG Planning and Design, and I so do move.
There's a motion by Council President Borchert, seconded by Alderman Weber. Is there any discussion?
I just kept on, sorry, Mary, I just kept on thinking a little bit as everyone was kind of showing that and kind of the vision. The Field of Dreams thing was going off in my head. Build it and they will come. I think I wanted to echo, everyone else said it perfectly, but it just seems like in order to make this happen and have that vision, this is what excites a lot of people in our community and I think on our council as well. So looking forward to seeing this come to fruition.
That's funny. The song Anticipation was running through my mind.
Right. We'll make a playlist as this progresses.
Yes. Seeing no discussion, please cast your vote on your voting device. That passes 8-0. There are no mayor's appointments this evening. The next item on the agenda is approval of council proceedings. Is there any objection to unanimous consent of approval of the council proceedings? Alderman Polno.
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, I had emailed Clerk Nagel in regard to the minutes for the capital improvement plan. I would like to have it just modified to reflect the individual, the department, and or person who brought each amendment. That's not annotated in the minutes. I'd like to see that done. If so, I don't know if that's just my comment. I don't know if that even requires a motion, but previously in the past, if somebody wanted to reflect or change minutes, it was kind of seamless. So.
Okay. Are there any other comments or concerns? What are you? you
Is
looking
that
for-
all I have to say? Is just change them to reflect those items?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Is there any objection then to unanimous consent of the approval of the Committee of the Whole minutes from April 29th, May 1st, and then the council minutes and proceedings from May 1st? Seeing none, those minutes are approved. Next item on the agenda is the public forum. This is the opportunity for anyone from the public to speak on any topic that they would like to present to council. Please give your name and residential address when you come to the microphone.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much for having me. State Representative Nate Gustafson, excuse me, 1820 County Road II, Fox Crossing. Today, I'm here before you with a presentation of Act 189. So 189 was one of the three bills I was able to get passed in my first session here representing the 55th District, which obviously currently includes Neenah due to redistricting. There may be some change up coming here very shortly to this area. But this bill is the embodiment of what a state representative should be. And so what this actually came from Alderwoman Boyette. And it was the idea of, hey, there's this issue that we've found. Is there a way we can resolve it? What's the best solution that we can do it? And we found that actually amending a current state statute would resolve the issue. And so I'm proud to bring this forward to you today. I'd love to present this to you as well as a whole, as I know you're voting on an ordinance change today, and that is based off of this piece of legislation. So thank you for having me again, and please stay in touch. I know there's, this gray area with redistricting. I'm still representing the Neenah area through the rest of this year, so if there's any concerns or problems, please reach out. I'm more than happy to help. So. And the pen too, that actually signed the bill, so that's always a special part in Madison.
Thank you very much. I appreciate all your help and doing your job well. And we're going to miss you. I'm not a fan of the redrawn lines, but we're going to miss you. So I appreciate everything you did.
Can we get a picture here? There we go.
Thank you, Representative Gustafson. Is there anyone else here who would like to speak during the public forum? Seeing no one, I will close the public forum. Alderman Boyette.
Thank you, Mayor. Excuse me. Due to our special guest this evening, I'd like to go ahead and make a motion to move up finance item D so that we could vote on the ordinance for the bill that Nate was here all about.
You making, there's a
Second.
There's a motion and a second to move up item D from the reports of standing committees, Finance and Personnel Committee meeting of May 6th. I'll just do, all those in favor say aye.
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 Are there any opposed?
Okay, reporting out from the regular Finance and Personnel Committee meeting. Item number D, the regular Finance and Personnel Committee meeting of May 6, 2024. Item number 1, committee recommends council approve ordinance 2024-07, amend section 3-14, dog and cat license with the changes as discussed. And I so move.
There's a motion by Alderman Erickson,
Second.
seconded by Alderman Boyette. Is there any discussion on this item? Seeing none, please cast your vote on your voting device. That motion passes 8-0.
Mayor, if I could, just once.
Yes.
I'm waiting for the button, but it's not ready for me. I just want to thank everyone for their vote on this and the continued support that I received through the city offices and employees that were part of this. So thank you again, everyone. This is a group effort, and let's keep doing what's right for Neenah. Thank you.
Thank you for your efforts and success.
Thank you.
The next item on the agenda is the consent agenda. Is there any objection to unanimous consent of the consent agenda? That is approving a 4-lot certified survey map for the property located at 1712 Dixie Road and approval of the final plat for the third addition to the homes at Freedom Meadows subdivision. Is there any objection to unanimous consent? Seeing none, that passes. The next item on the agenda is reports of standing committees. Special Public Services and Safety Committee meeting of May 15th, tonight. Chairman Lendrum.
Thank you, Mayor. As you said, we met at 4:45 tonight for a Special Public Services and Safety Committee meeting. We have one agenda for tonight, a consideration of committee recommendation to purchase a 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee L from Bergstrom Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Oshkosh in the amount of $39,214 to replace the current engineering car using 2023 budgeted carry forward dollars. That was $40,000. And I would so move.
There's a motion by Alderman Lendrum, seconded by Alderman Hillstrom. Is there any discussion on this item? Seeing none, please cast your vote on your voting device. That motion passes 8-0.
And that's the end of that report. But
You can go ahead and move on to the next.
All right. Moving on to the regular Public Services and Safety Committee meeting of May 7th. Minutes can be found on the city website. Item number 1, committee recommends council approve the Class B transfer license for Cedar Bar and Grill, 1330 South Commercial Street. Agents Kent Luloff and Dave Halverson, contingent on closing date being established. And I would so move.
There's a motion by Alderman Lendrum, seconded by Council President Borchert. Is there any discussion on this item? Yes.
Just an update that they closed yesterday. So the bar is sold to Ken and Dave, and the license will be effective tomorrow then.
Great. Wonderful.
Seeing no discussion, please cast your vote on your voting device. That motion passes 8-0.
And the second and last item, committee recommends council approve the extension of licenses premises application for a sidewalk cafe to Layla's Place, 218 West Wisconsin Avenue, agent Chris Paulson, and that item will be acted under the Plan Commission. And that's the end of my report.
Thank you for your report. The next item on the agenda, Special Finance and Personnel Committee meeting of May 13th. Chairman Erickson.
Thank you, Mayor. Reporting out from the Special Finance and Personnel Committee meeting of May 13th, 2024. Item number 1, the committee recommends council approve the hiring of Attorney James Walsh as an interim city attorney for 8 hours a week at $125 an hour, as outlined in the contract, with a review after 45 days to assess the workload needs, that the workload needs are met, with funding coming from the general fund, and I so move.
There's a motion by Alderman Erickson, seconded by Alderman Lindrum. Alderman Paulno.
Thank you, Mayor. I just think, and just to clarify this, I think we need to be a little more clear, is this is going to be, this is actually a budget amendment, and what we're doing is, and Director Rasmussen can correct me, but we, instead of transferring from the general fund, or tax levy, I should say, into the liability insurance fund, $70,000, we're repurposing that money to the outside legal services account. That's where this money is going to be drawn from. And as this is a budget amendment, and as we should really be clear on this for future posterity, for myself included, 3-6 months from now, so we know what we did, I think, and I don't know if it would be an amendment, but I think that, because as it reads now, this is coming from the general fund, and that's not exactly clear as it should be, because it's really coming from the outside legal services, because repurposing that money. So I don't know if that's something that we can amend.
Could we have Director Rasmussen speak to that?
Sure, yeah.
Sure, I think we could do a friendly amendment to just say that we're reappropriating what would have been a transfer to another fund, that we're reappropriating it to legal services in Dulles.
I think it should, well, since it's a specific budgeted item in the liability insurance fund as it's currently written, I think that should be included as an amendment as well, that we're repurposing the $70,000 from the liability insurance fund to the outside legal services.
In the general fund.
In the general fund,
Yeah.
in the general fund,
Yep,
yes.
that sounds great. Did you get that?
Is everybody clear on that, or?
That'll make it much clearer. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so do I need to do a motion and a second on the amendment, or is this just a friendly amendment that'll?
I think we can just do a friendly amendment and
Okay.
add that
Okay.
wording. Thank you. Yeah. And that change is a 2/3 majority is required. Any other discussion on this item? Seeing none, please cast your vote on your voting device. That motion passes 8-0. The next item on the agenda, thank you for your report. Alderman Erickson, thank you for your report. The next item on the agenda is reports of special committees and liaisons, the regular Plan Commission meeting of May 7th. Alderman Steiner.
Thank you, Mayor. Minutes can be found on the city website. Commission recommends council approve the site plan for the Sidewalk Cafe application for Generation Paulson, Inc., owner of Layla's Place, 218 West Wisconsin Avenue, subject to the conditions of the site plan review letter, and I so move.
There's a motion by Alderman Steiner, seconded by Alderman Weber. Is there any discussion on this item? Seeing none, please cast your vote on your voting device.
I have a point of order.
Oh.
On my screen, it says voting on Sidewalk Cafe at Layla's Place.
Mm-hmm. That's what.
But the previous one, when we voted on the previous, it came up as Cedars. That's,
Oh, it
not-
didn't come up as the
no,
interim attorney?
no, it
Oh,
did not.
okay.
That's why I was hesitant to.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Sorry. Do we need to redo that vote? Do we need to redo that as it wasn't
Why don't you finish this?
properly stated? Let's finish this one and go back, if that's okay. Okay, never mind. Now you've already gone back. There it is.
Clerk speak and that goes to hell.
Okay, we are actually back on that item, so the motion was by Alderman Erickson, seconded by,
Alderman Lundrum.
okay, Alderman Lundrum seconded. All right, please cast your vote on your voting device. Sorry about that. That motion passes 8-0. And now we can go back to the motion and second for the site plan for the Sidewalk Cafe application that was under the Plan Commission. Motion by Alderman Steiner, seconded by Alderman Weber. Is there any further discussion on this item? Seeing none, please cast your vote on your voting device. That motion passes 8-0. The next item on the agenda is the Board of Public Works meeting of May 9th. Vice Chairman Hillstrom.
Thank you, Mayor Lang. Minutes from this meeting can be found on the city website. This evening, we have 3 information-only items. Item A, the board approved pay request number 2, contract 1-24, sanitary and storm sewer, water main and street construction on Belmont Avenue, Belmont Court, Cedar Street, and Stevens Street to David Tenner Corporation in an amount of $535,576.79. Item B, the board approved pay request number 1, contract 2-24, sanitary and storm sewer, water main and street construction on East Doty Avenue to Kruzek Construction in the amount of $354,289.91. The last item, item C, the board approved pay request number 2, construct contract 3-24, sanitary and storm sewer, water main and street construction on Bayview Lane, Quarry Lane, and Reed Street to Donald Hippus and Sons Construction in the amount of $205,346.62. That concludes my report.
Thank you for your report. The next item on the agenda, the Library Board. Alderman Erickson.
Thank you, Mayor. The Neenah Public Library Board of Trustees met today at 4 p.m. I'm pleased to report that total circulation is up 7% from last year. Some additional items I'd like to mention. The Neenah Joint School District art exhibit ended yesterday, and for 2 weeks, students, families, and patrons of the library enjoyed viewing beautiful artwork created by students from kindergarten through 12th grade. Last Saturday, the library hosted the pint-sized prom, and there were over 180 participants. And at tonight's meeting, the library board approved the purchase of an interactive serenade sculpture that will be near the front of the library. And that concludes my report.
Thank you for your report. The next item on the agenda is the Neenah Arts Council, also Alderman Erickson.
Thank you, Mayor. The Neenah Arts Council met on May 8th, 2024. We are preparing for an active summer. We will participate with 2 Neenah Farmers Markets, Community Fest, National Night Out, and several members of the Neenah Arts Council participated in the Neenah Flower Bed Project that is ongoing throughout downtown Neenah. And that concludes my report.
Thank you for your report. The next item on the agenda, are there any petitions? There are no petitions. Are there any council directives? Is there any unfinished business? Is there any new business? Seeing none, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
The motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? We are adjourned.
The City of Neenah is pleased to provide video recordings of City Council meetings. Neenah residents can get information about City Council meetings, City Committee meetings, meeting agendas, and other documents from the City website, www.neenahgov.org. Neenah residents can express their opinions about city issues by contacting the mayor's office, contacting their city alderman, or completing the electronic feedback form on the city website. All public portions of the meetings are recorded in entirety and are not edited.